Welcome to another Walter Football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, Senior Draft Analyst. Before we get rolling here, I suggest you click into the settings, speed it up to 1.25 or 1.5. All right, let's get into this week's mock draft. We got the Combine behind us. Already some big trades kicking off in the NFL before free agency. It's shaking up draft needs, franchise tags as well. And then we have free agency coming up here that'll shake things up further. But if you want to follow along with the draft, the link is below. Hit the mock draft with Charlie, and you can follow along while I'm talking over the picks. So, at any rate, let's get into this week's mock. First overall pick, I have the Jags taking Aiden Hutchinson. Been sticking with this one. Walter Football was one of the first to project this, and it's probably going to be coming very commonplace around the league. As I reported at the Combine, the Jags wanted to bring back Cam Robinson, and then they franchise tag him. They also have Walker Little, who, from talking with Jags sources, the team likes him, feels good about his career, the direction he's going after working with him in year one. They also have a veteran in Juwan Taylor, who was a second-round pick not that many years ago, to provide depth there at tackle. So I don't think tackle's the direction they're going in the first round. I think it's going to be a defensive lineman. I think Aiden Hutchinson, he's the safe bet. I think he's kind of the favorite. But don't be surprised if another name factors in here. I don't think it'd be Kayvon Thibodeau. From talking with the Jags people there, I get the sense they're not that high on him. So it could be potentially Travon Walker from Georgia is kind of my guess, but I really don't have information on that. But right now, I think Hutchinson's kind of the safe pick. They need a more defensive line talent to go with Josh Allen. Hutchinson might not be a grand slam, but he's a solid double or triple. And I think when you're picking first overall, you really don't want to blow it. You want a safe guy that's going to turn into a solid pro. Hutchinson looks like that. Second overall, I have the Lions taking Drake London, wide receiver from USC. Don't be surprised if the Lions sign a prominent NFL free agent, but then still use one of their early picks on a wide receiver. They have a second first-round pick from the Rams, pick 32. Then they have that high second-round pick at pick 34. So they have three selections in the top 34. I would bet one of them will be a receiver. I think Drake London is a player that they are very high on. He could be a Mike Evans-type receiver in the NFL, kind of a mix between Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, and Keenan Allen. And I think that's another safe pick for the Lions to give Jared Goff a number one receiver, reunite him with St. Brown, and then add in another veteran. And suddenly the worst receiving core in the NFL last season until St. Brown came on late in the year is really going to be much better. And then they have some quality depth coming back as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they re-sign Khalif Raymond, but they have Quintez Cephas. It's looking pretty good before he got injured. Josh Reynolds, getting him back provides more depth, so I think the receiving core is going to be much improved in the Detroit next year with the pick, with one of these early picks, and then signing a veteran. And we'll see who they pick out, maybe someone like Allen Robinson. Third overall, I have the Texans taking Travon Walker, defensive end from Georgia. He is skyrocketing with teams. He had a great combine workout. Teams liked the combine interview. He's so big and versatile. You can play him really any position. You could tack on weight, and he could be an interior guy, or you can have him play on the edge and he could be a Cam Jordan type. He's really versatile. Teams are loving what they're seeing from him in the workout, in the meeting room, and on tape. Also because while his production isn't eye-popping, he set up a lot of other players. Georgia used him doing a lot of different things on stunts and stuff to kind of help other guys get free. He was so effective. He can do so much. But when they let him rush, he was a really excellent pass rusher as well. Tough against the run. Crazy athlete. Look at him drop into coverage at 6'5", 275. Make that diving tipped pass against Florida that led to a huge interception in that game, and then Georgia was off and running. So Travon Walker's a freak. Huge huge upside. Don't be surprised if he ends up going in the top 3 or 4 picks here next month. 4th overall, I have the Jets taking Derek Stingley, cornerback from the LSU. They need a number 1 corner. Stingley has huge upside. Teams love his potential. The Jets, I think, with their coaching staff, with Robert Saleh, can work with them, get over the inconsistencies in coverage, and then he's just got to stay healthy. He could be one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. 5th overall, I have the Giants taking Evan Neal, right tackle from Alabama. Give them that big beast to go on the right side, pair him with Andrew Thomas. Now that offensive line is much better with 2 talented top 5 picks to protect Daniel Jones and open holes for Saquon Barkley. 6th overall, I have Carolina taking Ikem Ekwonu, left tackle from NC State. They've had a big hole at left tackle for years. Give them a guy to pair with Taylor Moton. 7th overall, I have the Giants taking Kayvon Thibodeau, edge rusher from Oregon. They could use one more edge rusher for that front 4 to go with Azeez Ojulari on the other side. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence on the inside there. Now that front line is really tough and dynamic with pass rushers, run stuffers, interior rushers. Really could turn into a tremendous defensive line. 8th overall, I have Atlanta taking David Ojabo, edge rusher from Michigan. Give them a sorely needed pass rusher. Obviously, the Falcons were last in the NFL in sacks last year. They got to get some young talent in the edge rush department, and Ojabo has big upside. He's fast off the edge, can really get after the quarterback. 9th overall, I have Seattle taking Charles Cross, left tackle from Mississippi State. The Seahawks have a lot of needs. They got a lot of picks from the Russell Wilson trade. I think Charles Cross come in, replace Dwayne Brown, solidify left tackle for many years to come. And if you check back in my combine hot presses, really interesting stuff, and talking with Seattle people, they were saying they don't want to trade Russell Wilson because you don't want to say, yeah, he's getting out of here, because that hurts trade leverage with other teams if other teams know you can't coexist anymore. But I did hear in there from them that Matt Corral's a player they like, so don't be surprised if he's a potential second-round target for Seattle. They could have some nice options there in the second round. I think if they went quarterback in the first round, it'd be Kenny Pickett more than Malik Willis, just based on those conversations. But at any rate, I think they'd be more inclined to go with Corral in the second round. 10th overall, I have the Jets taking Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame. Hamilton and Stingley in the top 10 would be really interesting, really exciting for the Jets in terms of their secondary, getting potential 2 elite players, one at safety, one at corner. Really could solidify that back end and coverage in the field. 2 playmakers, guys with ball skills and speed, could really make a big difference for the Jets. And with Marcus May hitting free agency, he's out. Traded Jamal Adams. Obviously, they need safety help. Hamilton would be a plug-and-play upgrade. 11th overall, I have Washington taking Ahmad Gardner. Give the Commies a cornerback upgrade. They really need cornerback help. I can't believe the trade they made for Carson Wentz. That surprised me in terms of Ron Rivera, Marty Hurney, Martin Mayhew actually giving up those picks for Wentz. I think that was a bad move by Washington. If I were them, I would have taken Kenny Pickett instead. Hopefully, Kenny Pickett plays well as a rookie. Their jobs are saved. They're going to be there for many years to come. Whereas Carson Wentz, hoping that he can rebound under Scott Turner, that to me is a scary proposition to be in when that seat is starting to heat up there in Washington. 12th overall, I have the Vikings taking Kenny Pickett. This is a great time to trade Kirk Cousins for Minnesota because there's so many quarterback desperate teams. You're going to have some teams miss out on Deshaun Watson, whether he goes to Carolina, New Orleans. Tampa Bay, some of the other teams rumored. There's going to be a few teams that don't have him, and I think with the Vikings, they've seen what Kirk Cousins can do. They see the limitations. If you can move on from him now and get something for him, this is a great time to do it, and I think they'll be in a position to do that. And then I think you start the rebuilding process with Kenny Pickett. Think he'd be a really nice fit there in that offense. Accurate, big, has good upside for them for the Minnesota. 13th overall, I have the Browns taking Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State. Give them a speedy, fast receiver to go with Amari Cooper. Really upgrade the weapons for Baker Mayfield. Two guys that have the speed to uncover quickly, open up, and give him some quick, easy completions in the short passing game. 14th overall, I have Baltimore taking Trent McDuffie, cornerback from Washington. Ravens' pass defense was a crushing weakness last year. McDuffie could come in and give them a trio immediately with Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, but Marcus Peters probably won't be there next year or the year after. They'll probably move on, and now you have your two starters with McDuffie and Humphrey. 15th overall, I have the Eagles taking George Karlaftis, edge rusher from Purdue. Give them a defensive end to replace Brandon Graham. Derek Barnett's hitting free agency. They retained Josh Sweat. Now they have two bookend pass rushers. Karlaftis, good character, hard worker, has athletic upside. This is a nice value for them in the middle of the first round. Next pick with the Eagles at 16, I have them taking Chris Olave, wide receiver from Ohio State. Give Jalen Hurts another weapon. You have him and Devontae Smith. You have speed, versatility, guys that can uncover, get open quickly, guys that can stretch defenses vertically. Think that would be really exciting for the Eagles and could help Jalen Hurts to become a more efficient passer when you have these versatile speed receivers that can really hurt defenses in a variety of ways. 17th overall, I have the Chargers taking Jordan Davis, nose tackle from Georgia. Give them a big run stuffer on the inside of that line. Would be really excellent to go with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa in terms of a guy that can eat up blockers, keep those guys free from double teams potentially, and Jerry Tillery on the inside there. And Davis is better pass rusher than he's given credit. He can get some push and kind of eat up that ground to take quarterbacks' options away as far as stepping up in the pocket. That's going to help your edge rushers and Bosa and Mack finish the deal and close out the sack. So I think Jordan Davis would be a dream come true pick for the Chargers. 18th overall, I have the Saints taking Tyler Smith, left tackle from Tulsa. As you can see from the combine reports, they're high on him if this pick isn't traded for Deshaun Watson potentially. I think getting a replacement for Teron Armstead would make a lot of sense. Tyler Smith, really huge upside, great skill set. I think the Saints would be ecstatic to have him as the long-term left tackle. 19th overall, I have the Eagles taking Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia. Give them a linebacker upgrade. It's been an issue for years. Dean could be a plug-and-play improvement for them. 20th overall, I have the Steelers taking Malik Willis, quarterback from Liberty. Give them that long-term franchise quarterback that they definitely need. Obviously, Mason Rudolph isn't capable of being that. Willis has great upside, a lot of potential, needs work as a pocket passer, but great character, great kid. He's going to do the work to try and be the best he can be. So with his upside, his arm, his running ability, I can see picking 20th overall. It could make sense for the Steelers. 21st, I have the Patriots taking Treylon Burks, wide receiver from Arkansas. Give them a big possessional receiver for Mac Jones, a guy that can make things happen after the catch. Has subtle speed, but he's big, tough, runs really well with the ball. I think he'd fit well in that short passing attack of the Patriots. 22nd overall, I have the Raiders taking Kenyon Green, left tackle, or he did play some left tackle for Texas A&M last year, but he's a guard. injuries forced him to tackle. He did okay there, but he's really a guard for the NFL. But he'd be a plug-and-play upgrade for the Raiders in terms of an interior blocker. They got to get more talent in the inside there, guard and center, and I think Green would be a safe pick for them. And new regime there, they probably want to play it pretty safe with that first selection in the first round. 23rd overall, I have Arizona taking Trevor Penning, left tackle from Northern Iowa. Get more protection for Kyler Murray, really build up that offensive line. 24th overall, I have the Cowboys taking Lewis Seen, safety from Georgia. Teams loved his combine interview. Smart, instinctual, knows football, X's and O's, football IQ off the charts. Really played well for Georgia last year. He's more natural as a strong safety. That's where he kind of seems to really thrive. But he also has the athleticism and speed to do some free safety and play deep downfield. So he's interchangeable, which is a great fit for Dan Quinn. You can change up what he does pre-snap, post-snap, and make things harder on quarterbacks because they don't know which safety could be defending the box, which one could be dropping when you have a guy like Seen that can do both. So definitely I think he'd be a plug-and-play upgrade for Dallas at the safety position. 25th overall, I have the Bills taking Kyler Gordon, cornerback from Washington. Give them an upgrade across from Trey White. Trey White coming off an injury. Gordon gives them some size and versatility where he could play in the slot. He can play outside. Really nice football player. I think he's going to be a riser here in the final weeks. 26th overall, the Titans taking Tyler Linderbaum, center from Iowa. Give them a plug-and-play upgrade at center. Ben Jones is a free agent, not that great anyway. Linderbaum would be much better. 27th overall, I have the Bucs taking Zion Johnson, guard from BC. Plug-and-play starter for them with Ali Marpet retiring. Johnson be really safe pick to hold up there on the inside of the Bucs line and keep solidify that interior after losing Marpet. 28th overall, I have the Packers taking Jamison Williams, wide receiver from Alabama. Give them a speedster with the talent they have coming back with Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers back next year. They can afford to be patient with Williams on the rehab coming off the ACL from the national championship game. Let him work his way back so he gives them that infusion of speed and big playability midway through the year, late in the year, going into the playoffs. That could be really exciting for the Packers offense to get that kind of player for the stretch run there and into the postseason. 29th overall, I have Miami taking Devin Lloyd, linebacker from Utah. Plug-and-play upgrade for them. They need linebacker help. Lloyd is instinctive, makes big plays, can defend the pass, defend the run. Really solid, well-rounded football player. 30th overall, the Chiefs taking Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher from Florida State. Give them a bookend to go with Frank Clark. Really improve that pass rush in Kansas City. 31st overall, I have Cincinnati taking Nick Petit-Ferrer, left tackle from Ohio State. He could play left tackle, right tackle, or guard for the Bengals. Just really give them a guy with a versatile skill set and upside to help improve that line to protect Joe Burrow. 32nd overall, I have the Lions taking Daxton Hill, cornerback / safety from Michigan. He can play safety in the base defense, can play nickel when teams are going into the nickel set, and that's what they play in the NFL 70% or more of the snaps. Some teams are playing nickel the entire game, and he's a dynamic slot corner. He's phenomenal in there. So I think that would be just a nice plug-and-play upgrade for the Lions to get a slot corner in Daxton Hill and a guy that can also play some safety. All right, let's get to the teams that don't have first-round picks. We got the Bears, Christian Watson at 39th overall. Big receiver from North Dakota State, had an excellent Senior Bowl, ran really well at the combine in terms of speed, could be a potential number one receiver for Justin Fields there in Chicago. 40th overall, I have the Seahawks taking Matt Corral, quarterback from Ole Miss. Give them that franchise goal. Well, they already have that first round pick. Sorry, I'm so used to putting Seattle into the second round group. But yeah, I have Corral going to Seattle there. 42nd overall, I have the Colts taking Sam Howell, quarterback from NC State. Obviously, they need quarterback starting options after trading Carson Wentz. Howell is a gamer. He's an accurate passer. He's got mobility, kind of Baker Mayfield-ish. I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts are looking at some of these second-round quarterbacks. If we don't see them go for a veteran that's a plug-and-play starter in free agency. 61st overall, I have the 49ers taking Roger McCreary, cornerback from Auburn. Give them a plug-and-play starter at corner. McCreary can really cover. His speed, really tough player, but he has size limitations, which pushes him into potential second-round territory. Then 64th overall, I have the Broncos taking Daniel Falele, right tackle from Minnesota. Give them a right tackle plug-and-play upgrade to protect Russell Wilson. 98th overall, I have the Rams taking Tariq Woolen, cornerback from UTSA. Give them a cornerback upgrade. A guy with huge upside would be a great player for Raheem Morris to work with and develop across from Jalen Ramsey. So that's this week's mock. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I really thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Help us out with the channel. I'll be back with another mock soon. And keep checking on Walter Football. We got all scouting reports going up every day, position ranking upgrades. Walt will be grading all the free agent signings and trades and everything. It's going to be super exciting. So keep coming to the site. Help us out. We appreciate all of you. We love all of you. Take care. Be safe. And I'll be back with you soon.